Apologies for that. For some reason it stopped recording. I don't think there's a limit on what you can record on a tablet. And I was doing this little bit here and explaining about the tabs and how small these tabs are. And I don't know if you saw all this now. I think you saw that bit going on. The extra that replaced the two little bits that you see there with photo etch. And then I had to take this little tiny bit off. In the kit, they've just done it with a couple of bits, and I think they've put a line across it. This actually has a little tiny photo etch bit going across. You see, now that's going to break if you're not careful, isn't it? This is the only downside to these photo etch pieces. I think Pontos are the same as well. From what I can get, oh dear. From what I can get, Pontos do the same. They have the kits are so fragile. So this bit will eventually go on there. This is a little bit that goes across there. And it goes onto there. Let me get that down a bit more. So this will go on top of the gun there. Okay, that will fit there. So what I might do is drill, and I've got a very tiny drill somewhere. Let's put them little pieces there. So I'll probably drill a little tiny hole in each of them. Because I know why, you can't just place it on top of them. So that's that bit done. Now there's no other bits here to do apart from the two bits on the end here. And they're the two bits that go in there. They're photo etched. And then there's working out these little strips that are going to go around there. Once they're in, I can paint it. And it'll be ready. There's nothing else goes on the side. There's no other ladders. The ladder is D41. The other ladder is D29, you see. So I've got to use the kit ladder because of that broken ladder. So that's PED39. And that's like a, it's not a very good ladder because you can't really, you know, even if you bend that up, I don't think it's going to bend up very well. We'll have to see, I might be able to bend it up. And I would say those two edges need to bend up. But then the ladder is so thin. So that's fine. But I think it doesn't look like they've bent it up, to be fair. Well, maybe they have. Whether you'll be able to bend that up, I don't know. It's such a thin ladder. I won't have anything left of it. So let's just see if we can bend that up very carefully. Now this is where you need to be super duper careful. This is one of those friends that really bug me. Because of how thin that is. And getting it right can be real pain. You see, it's such a thin piece to bend. And if you put it too far under, it'll bend the rungs out of shape. And maybe they've not got it bent over. No, that's not bloody bent, you see. Bugger. Now it's out of shape now, look at that. Oh, that's a real pain in the backside. That is not going to work like that. Well, that's got it roughly back in shape. Bending that up, I don't think you can bend that up. I don't think they've got it bent up in the thing because there's not enough of it to bend. And this is probably going to do the same again, isn't it? Because it's so fragile. Can't keep bending it. Because of course what will happen then is it'll snap off. It'll come away from the rungs, won't it? So I think it's probably going to be best to put this on without bending it. Because that edge is so tiny, so thin, that you can't get it all in line. See, that's in line. And when you come to do that is not coming out very well. See, now this is the difference between the photo etch from this, from the kit, and the photo etch from the MK1 design. They're completely different photo etches. This photo etch is actually quite thick, so it's a lot harder to actually bend. Doesn't bend so easy. Whereas the MK1 photo etch is ultra thin. That has its plus and minuses, of course. It has the plus side that you can get it down and you can bend it into shape without any problems. Whereas this photo etch is so ultra thin that you can't do that. You see that? It won't bend, you see. Right, now that's as good as that's going to get, isn't it? Not going to get any better than that. Right, so that's there like that. So that now has to go on like that. Now we need to bend at the top. shaky hand, eh? Right, so that's got a bend at the top. So that now goes like that. Not as good as I'd like it to be. Well, I'm going to push that down then to get it straight. I'd have crushed it, wouldn't I? So that's that now. Has to really carefully go on there. And it goes just that right, goes there like that. Now I think part of this is going to sit on the deck, of course. So you don't want it to go. Right, so that's got a bit stick on. So it's got a bit sticking down. Right, let that dry. It's not terrible. So that's, in some ways, that actually is better than the MK1 stuff. It's thicker. It goes better now. Let me just have a look. This is gun number 4. Probably shouldn't do this while it's still wet. Right. Yeah, that's fine. That has to. Well, it's not going to actually sit on the deck itself. So maybe that. And this is the thing, you see, the MK1 ones, these MK1 ladders, because that's for the other gun, are actually longer than them ones. That's a bug that one broke, because the ladder is there, and the MK1 ladders, yeah, you see there are at least 2, maybe 3 rungs longer. So the MK1 one would actually sit straight smack down on the back, on the deck. That's not going to touch the deck. But that's that done, that's that done. So that's not looking too bad. Once that's all dried up, I can paint that. What I've got to do now, and then of course for the other one, I've got these silly bits here to do. And bits, and these bits down the bottom. Now what I've got to do now is get the bits that fit in there. These bits, this bit here, now needs to be taken off. That's D35. There's 2 of them, D35, which is here. And just about see that you see it. What do you have to put 4 damn tabs on them for? I mean, there really any need to put 4 tabs right on the end of them. You know full well it's going to be the right mess of them. Now these have. Be careful, it's going to fall off the edge, isn't it? Now these have. Don't tab it won't come off. Oh God, it does bug me. Look at that. It's so nice. It's only little gaps, but it's so nice when you start seeing all the gaps appear in the photo etch. You think you sort of realise you're getting somewhere. So let's just get that cleaned up first. Now this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bends on this. Five areas where this bends. So you have to work out the bending process. This is what I mean about this MK stuff. It's so ultra thin, you can tidy it up easy enough. And I believe, as I said earlier, if you sold it, I'll have to keep an eye on that. I don't understand why that cut out. I looked around and it was no longer recording. I don't understand that. I'll have to keep an eye on that. I mean, a tablet doesn't have an half an hour, 40-minute record. Maybe that's why it's been cutting out all the time. I'll have to check on that. So now this has to be bent along down the edge. That edge has to come in. Now that bit there has to be very, very slightly angled in, doesn't it? So that bit there is not fully bent. So that bit has to bend. Oh, you see, this is where I miss these lights. So this bit has to bend. And if that's smooth on the back, I don't think it's going to make any difference, is it? Because it's smooth on the front as well. There's that little tiny bit there that has to bend. And I can't see it properly because I can't get any light on it. And I know what's going to happen here. This is going to break. I can't see it. So that bit, it has to bend in that little bit, and I can't see it. It's the smallest of bends. This is the thing about photo etching it. When it's this small, you can't see anything. And because there's no light, I can't see. I think I'm going to have to give this up and wait until I can get a new one of these, because I can't see the edge properly. So that has to bend down there, like that. Has to bend down that way. That one also has to bend down. That has to bend down that way. And this one has to bend right over at 90 degrees. That one has to bend right over like that. This one also has to bend right over. I think this is dog walking time in a minute to get the frustration out. Because that, I can't, now I've got all them bends in it, now I can't get that bend. God. Oh. It doesn't help that I've no longer got the steady hands that I used to have. Okay, now that seems to be about right. So, I don't know. Right, now that goes in with that way. Right, those edges go towards the end. Right, so that goes in there. The flat tweezers. Maybe I should have put this on first. Okay, so that's got to go on there like that. Okay, that doesn't fit too bad. Get off! Right, now, let's try again now, because I think I need to take a look. The bane of modelling, I tell you. Sometimes I think, I sometimes think that it's sort of, oh, the ladder's come off. Well, now you see, a little bit of super glue and a little bit of thing like that, and the ladder's come off. Absolutely unbelievable. And yet, when it came on that, when I super glued that on there before, the super glue held out immediately. And this is what it really does get my goat up. The fact that it's like a little sledge, this. The fact that the super glue will not hold it in place and will actually come off after what, 15-20 minutes. I wasn't exactly a lot of super glue on that. So it wasn't like I smothered it in super glue. And I don't want to, you see, I can't put too much. I'm trying to pick that little bit in to fix that in there. You've got to dry fit it first to make sure it actually fits. And you can't pick it up and put any pressure on it, because if you do, you'll bend it. It's already got 4 bends in it. So that has to go into there. Oh God almighty. I might get this done by Christmas. You see, you can't put any pressure on it, because if you put any pressure on it, you'll bend it out of shape. And then it goes in upside down. Isn't it typical? Isn't it typical? Let's try a different pair of tweezers. Absolutely typical, isn't it? That will not fit in there. Oh. I mean, it will fit in there. It's just a case of getting it to fit. There you go, it will go in. Right, there you go, so it will fit in there. Right, I just need a little bit off that edge. So that will fit in there. But there's not a lot to glue into. And now you put that in the glue. Let's glue that in place. Let's see what happens. Put loads of glue in that. Not going to glue immediately. Right. Now there you go. Now that's not too bad. Oh, there you go. Bit of a chore, but we got there. Don't know if you can see that. And now there you go. So a bit of a chore. It's not super duper. No, that looks quite good actually. It's not too bad. Once that's painted in, you're not going to see that. So that's quite nice. I'm quite happy with that. I can just move it a tad. No, the super glue has held it in solid. And this is what I mean. And yet the ladder's come off. Well, there you go. That looks absolutely quite good, actually. I'm quite happy with that. Bit of a bane to get it done, but that looks good. Right, now, I think you missed. Right. I think you missed a fair bit of that, so I'll call that a day for now. I'll put that ladder on last. Let's put that out of the way so I don't lose it. Throw that away. I'm always amazed when I'm doing this stuff. Look at the state of this table. It's got stuff everywhere. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pairs of tweezers. I've got stuff all over there. It never amazes me how you get all this stuff on your on the table. Now what I'll do, I'll try and get and show you what the stern looks like. So let me just get this here. Now I don't know if I got no. I won't be able to carry this over now because I've got the microphone switched around this. So let me see. I've taken that off. Right, now hopefully this won't make a mess of the sound or anything. Right. And I've done that.